Hello, guys. You're listening to the Lucid podcast. Today, we're going to talk about a tragic incident that happened in the fall of 2021 in Houston, Texas, at a music festival called Astroworld. The artist was Travis Scott, and essentially, it was one of the deadliest concerts in American history. I think the death count right now is 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9, something like that.
I've heard as far as them thinking it's around 11. I've heard a couple different things.
Well, the people that were injured was even higher, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
much
think
higher.
I think there were reports of hundreds injured,
Yeah, I think so.
like in the hundreds, and maybe just as many hospitalized. If not, I mean, it was within like 50 or 60 hospitalized, I believe. Now, I could be off on those numbers, but we'll take you through the event, kind of describe the situation, what happened, why we thought it happened, and our opinions on it. I guess is how we'll go forward. I guess you could say it started early in the day with Travis Scott essentially saying we have a sold out show, and inciting people to essentially break in.
Oh, boy.
You actually see before the event started people jumping fences, people just storming security and going over the turnbuckles or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
turnstiles. People just kind of bum rushing towards the venue. You see people just climbing fences, eventually just pushing down chain link fences, and all around just kind of
Just acting like animals. Like,
yeah, shit that has no place. It has no fucking value.
yeah, like, I understand, like, people are hyped, like, they're excited or whatever, but, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to listen to fucking music,
Yeah.
and uh, here's my opinion, and we're already starting with the opinions, I fucking guess. It's 2021, bro. Everybody has a camera out. So what you're doing is you're doing dumb shit, and you're instantly, essentially dry snitching on yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna catch the flack for that immediately.
Yeah. And if you're seeing fucking breaking in somewhere and kicking over fucking fences and all that shit, I mean, they're gonna try and probably get you on charges.
Yeah, right.
I think we're only seeing the beginning of this situation.
Yeah, I
So
mean, lawsuits are pouring in and stuff like that, so.
yeah, essentially that's kind of how the day started. Essentially, I was gonna say they were already at capacity because it was a sold out show, and
Yeah,
he,
right.
like I said, incited people to come and sneak in. So there was way more people than should have been in there. So there were reports that it was shoulder to shoulder, and it was to the point like if you lifted your arms up, you would lose the space that like you had, so you wouldn't be able to put them back down. So people are
That's
pushing
insane.
each other. So say you lift your arms up, then you have no buffer between someone hitting your chest. So there are
Right.
people out from, heat exhaustion. There were people passing out from the fact that, they're getting pushed up against and they're not able to breathe.
Yeah, people literally getting, like, crushed and trampled. Like, apparently it's called, I'd never heard this, crowd surging, when you literally just, it's a crowd so packed, so tightly together that you just can't breathe, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a laundry list of problems. Like, one problem is just his blatant disregard for his fans, which, if I was a fan of his, I mean, I probably wouldn't be a fan anymore.
Yeah,
Just
I
blatant
agree.
lack of care for his fucking fans that make him all of his money
Exactly.
and do all this shit. And the only reason that he's able to have the stupid fucking festival. Uh, I know for a fact that he was, kind of inciting everyone to rush towards the front. So it's already a packed house, and he's telling people to fucking rush. So
Yeah,
in
that just can't end well.
that case, people were getting trampled, stepped on. People were passing out. Uh, at one point, I mean, we're kind of speed running through this, kind of like, but there's footage of a gentleman who was literally a corpse, like he was limp, and you could tell that he was probably dead, just like
Jeez.
how it was, and he saw it, and he was looking down, just doing like a oh like fucking monotone, like that's kind of how his music is fucking the like kind of bastardized sing-songy bullshit. I don't hate his music, but like there's a couple songs I like, but overall I don't think he's that talented, truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either, but I don't listen to that genre very much, so I can't really judge. I'm biased, I guess you could say. So I don't really know. But like either way, he's got an insane amount of popularity and fans. Like, so they should, like as you were saying, they should mean the world to you. But and the thing is, we he made an apology video. He also said something. I forget where he said this. Maybe Twitter. I don't remember. He said he didn't stop because actually we didn't even talk about that. All right, let me slow down. So he kept playing for like 30 what is it 30 minutes after he found
I
out that
think it was
people were dying.
it was longer than that. So I think the report was it was the Houston Police Department said there were mass casualties and told him and his team, and he continued and finished his set, which I think was 47 minutes.
That's wild because like he literally had the knowledge that everything went wrong and he
Yeah,
just didn't care.
yeah,
And I
he knew
heard,
about it 100%. 100% he knew about it.
yeah,
And
there's no way he didn't.
well, here's the thing: there's footage of multiple people jumping on the stage, telling camera crew, telling production crew, telling people, you need to stop the show. There are people dying in the crowd. Like multiple people saying there's people that are dead and need help. Like, and
Yeah, and no one's, the whole
yeah,
point of a concert is for people to enjoy the show. And they're literally dying and getting injured. Like you should, like
yeah.
I kind of don't feel bad that he's getting like somewhat canceled.
No, honestly, I think he should have criminal charges brought
Yeah,
against him.
I think so too. I mean, he kind of, I wouldn't say he 100% caused it, but he was definitely a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem is, people are going to see you at the show. So anything you say, they're going to pretty much be predisposed to listen because they want
Yeah,
to, like, they're seeking approval from the artist. I mean, that's kind of how the shit works. Is an influencer. That's what, like, you fucking influence people. I mean, it's
yeah,
literally in the fucking title,
right.
and they're influencers. So the fact is, he really did a disservice to all the security team, to everyone in production, pretty much everyone a part of that event, when he's telling people to sneak in and fucking break the law and fucking, saying sneak in the wild motherfuckers in and all that shit. Like, you know, I mean, if I was part of the security team, I would probably sue Travis Scott
Yeah,
because put them in
yeah.
a
I
horrible
mean, I heard
situation.
the security was like shit was happening to them too. Like one of them got like jabbed in the neck with a needle or something. Like, do you
And
hear
I
about that?
that security was manhandling people and kind of treating people really fucked up, and just like not showing that much regard. But obviously that's never all right. But it sounds like they were completely understaffed and undermanned,
Yeah, I
on
agree.
top of the fact that Travis Scott was so irresponsible that he literally had probably hundreds of people that did not have room in there and had them fucking still in there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does seem like the security was not on point at that point in time. Like, they must have, because that's a huge show. Travis Scott's like massive, so like you'd expect the best of the best, right? Or close
Yeah.
to it. Like,
Also, I heard different takes that were kind of ridiculous, but I'm gonna continue just like giving the rundown. If that's all right.
yeah, go ahead.
So there was also footage of EMTs and ambulance arriving and people climbing on top of them and dancing.
Yeah,
Crowds kind of collapsing on them. So when they were treating people, they weren't able to leave right away as well, which probably, I don't know the specific situation of who was in those ambulances and what their, status was as far as, you know, if they were all right. But say that somebody who needs serious medical attention and has to get to the hospital ASAP, and then you have
exactly.
people fucking surrounding it, people climbing on top of it. I mean, that's potentially killing someone right there.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, you're literally dancing on, like, climbing on top of and like dancing on an ambulance. It's like, how ignorant can you be, dude? Like,
I mean, that really could, you could call that dancing on someone's grave.
yeah,
Honestly,
literally.
back and you're dancing on it. I mean, you're really dancing on someone's grave. I mean, the the level of self awareness is just not there.
Yeah,
Like, honestly, it is unbelievable seeing how those people acted.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I rap concerts have always been the most like insane concerts. Like, and I judging by the way people act is what I mean by that. So, but that's still insane. Like,
Well, let me put this into perspective on artists that have pretty big followings and people usually consider, like, for lack of a better word, like the lowest common denominator of musicians. I'll give you two examples. A show where Little Xan was a Little Xan show, right? Somebody was not feeling well and passed out. He stopped and made sure that they were okay.
yeah,
And
that's what you should do.
he stopped the concert entirely and waited, I think it was probably like 5-10 minutes, making sure this person was okay. Like, and then talking to them, like, we got to be safe, like, we're here to have fun. And like, I was like, damn, kudos to him. And then Little Pump concert, somebody passed out, and he even went backstage, like, because it was an outdoor venue, and went back there and was checking on the gentleman and making sure they were okay, and literally stopped the show and went back and wasn't even on stage, and went, and then did a service announcement, kind of said, he's all right, and he said, y'all need to start drinking some water after this song. We're gonna be passing out water.
Yeah, right.
I know some people are probably taking shit. You're trying to have fun, but we don't need people passing out and dying. Like, y'all need to drink
Yeah,
some water.
exactly.
We're gonna make sure you get water in your system. Be safe, and if you're not feeling all right, let someone know, because, like, we're not trying to have nobody get hurt here.
Yeah,
And
that's the point. Like the enjoyment of and safety, especially of the people going there, is
yeah,
like
no,
is first.
yeah, to me that just shows crazy integrity. Like, that shows integrity, and
Yeah,
it clearly shows that Travis Scott doesn't have any. And I mean,
yeah,
I
clearly.
I have a serious personal bias as to Travis Scott because he essentially stole artwork from me. So I fucking know that the guy has no integrity already, and I'm sure he hired someone to do it, so he might not even know. But you know what? If you're a fucking big artist, like, you should know where your shit's fucking coming from, and you should know if
Yeah,
your shit is best. And that's the problem, is there, if you look at these big artists, like, look at Drake. How many songs has he directly stolen? not even try to attempt to change lyrics. Just
Yeah.
absolutely stolen lyrics. Like, and absolutely stolen songs. Hotline Bling,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
off
Yeah.
of Take Care. I mean, it's been his entire career. He has literally stolen song after song after song. So obviously, integrity doesn't matter to people when they listen to music,
Yeah.
which is fine. But like when shit like this happens, I
Yeah,
think
this is like a whole nother level, dude.
yeah, it just shows no integrity and obviously, I think he's going to be fine, and people will still listen to him, and it's not going to kill his career or anything. But I think it's a damn shame that it doesn't kill his career.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't feel bad that he's getting canceled because someone like that kind of deserves to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you look at his apology, I mean, he had
He
no,
seemed very disingenuous, in my
yeah,
opinion.
no emotion at all. He just
Just did
sounded
not care.
like, yeah, someone, yeah, who didn't care at all. He just sounded like it was a chore that he had to make this.
Yeah, honestly. And what was what like he made it black and white and he puts on this like sad facade and it's just, crocodile tears. Like he
Yeah, he didn't
just
care at
really
all.
doesn't
I
care.
mean, he kind of showed, to me, he showed his personality and who he was, and showed that he's just not a fucking good human being. Like, honestly, I didn't like him before, and now I can genuinely say I hate that guy. Like, he's utter
Yeah.
trash. He's a garbage human being, and normally I would say it doesn't. You separate the medium from the person. But if someone's doing shit like that in a situation like that, it's impossible to separate the art form from the person.
Yeah, right.
Because
Exactly.
I mean, that's just as bad as something like fucking R. Kelly. 9 people and potentially more lost their lives because
Yeah.
of his negligence. And obviously, you could say he didn't make those people go to the concert, but you have a responsibility as an artist.
Yeah. And those people made you what you are today. And you're sitting there not directly killing them, but you're you're basically killing them. You're not you're not checking on them despite people telling you, yeah, there's literally like casualties right now and many more injured. I mean, man, when they first told them, I am sure that it was much less people injured and dead when they first told him. I don't know if he could have avoided no one getting hurt at all. I doubt that, but
I'm
if he had stopped immediately, I think he would have prevented quite a few injuries and shit.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that he performed the rest of his entire set for over 30 minutes when he knew there were mass casualties, I mean, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah,
And
that's insane.
a lot of
Honestly.
lawsuits, and I honestly believe he will probably lose a lot of them. And I hope, like I said, I hope he gets jail time for it.
Yeah, I hope so. It's kind of
It's
crazy how he did that.
is what it is. It's absolutely negligence.
Yeah.
The, there's no reason that any of that should have happened. I mean, it's just disgusting behavior.
But the thing is, if he completes the show, he's probably thinking in his head, uh, oh, if I stop the show here, everyone's gonna get refunds, and he doesn't want that. Obviously, he wants the money. Everyone wants money out of this. So I think that's what was going through his head. He's just like, I don't want to give these people refunds, so I'm just gonna continue the show. Jokes on
Well,
you, because you'll probably have to give refunds anyway. At this point.
well, if you watch the video of the gentleman who was getting crowd surfed to the EMTs who was dead, and I think it was confirmed that he was dead at the time, and just like the low effort bullshit singing that he was doing over a guy's fucking corpse. Like,
Yeah. Oh my
it's
god.
it's honestly one of the most ominous things,
Yeah.
and I've heard a bunch of conspiracy theories pop up over it, and they're absolutely some of the dumbest fuck things I've ever heard. Um,
I believe it.
but a lot of people were trying to say that, so there was. there's a famous painting with like a weird mouth from an Italian painter, like that's kind of like supposedly hell on earth. And they're saying that the Travis Scott head like logo is kind of similar to that, which even if someone wanted to make that argument, it's ridiculous because it's a painting, and a painting means absolutely fucking nothing. Like a painting was just a guy who had an idea.
Yeah.
So for people trying to say it's a cult shit, like
Oh my god, of
it's a
course.
yeah, it's a fucking painting, and that it has no relevance because a normal human being made that painting. So like I can make any fucking painting in the world, and I can make probably horrible things. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it doesn't have any significance.
Yeah,
Like
because yeah, it's just something
something
someone
that
thought about.
got up.
Yeah.
So the fact that people use that and cite that is like really asinine and ridiculous. And yeah, people were trying to say that it was like a ritual because singing. But let me put it like this too: if you're Jewish and you go to the fucking synagogue, you sing and you do psalms and shit. Like you're literally doing a fucking ritual every time you step into the synagogue and do a service. You're doing a ritual. Anytime you go into a mosque and you're bowing down and you're singing and doing hymns and you're at a service there, it's a fucking ritual. Anytime you're going to a Christian or Catholic mass, especially a Catholic mass, you're singing and you're eating the body and blood of a supposed human being. Like, obviously, it's bread and wine, but they call it the body and blood of Christ. So you're
Yeah.
singing and then consuming the blood and flesh of a human being is not a ritual.
And
Like,
this is nothing new either because, if you dig deep enough, you can find a conspiracy theory about any famous person being part of the occult or something like that. You can find that for almost everyone.
yeah, fucking the stupidest thing. But I mean, to me, that kind of debunks it right there because it's really just the pot calling the kettle black. Like, anytime you go to a fucking mass or service or even funeral, it's a fucking ritual. Like,
Yeah.
it, so it's like people refuse, like, take context out of things and like refuse to see things for how they are, and it really gives me a fucking headache, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah. Also, kind of shifting gears here. I heard one of the people that got injured in this whole thing was a 9-year-old boy, which is just horrible because that kid may have permanent injuries all because he went to it. First of all, I don't think a 9-year-old boy should be at a Travis Scott concert to begin with. I don't think a 9-year-old boy should be at any concert, honestly.
I mean, it's debatable. Like, I could understand if a kid is there with a parent, and music and cultural norms are a little bit different right now. Kids are listening to shit like Travis Scott. Kids are listening to hip
That's
hop
true, I guess.
because hip hop is kind of the cultural zeitgeist. So realistically, like, look at like what's fucking popping right now. Shit like Kid Leroy, where it's the one song he has, I'll be fucked up, which I don't want no copyright claims, so I'm not gonna sing the song because you know how they're fucked up about it. But he's a fucking what 17 or 18-year-old kid saying fuck like for half of the song, and obviously it's on TikTok, so pretty much I would say at least half of the listener base, if not more, are young kids.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
on
nine's a little young though. I feel like.
well, it's with social media. I think kids are listening to shit and parents aren't really caring
Yeah, they
much.
probably are.
So I know I didn't really listen to a lot of music with cursing when I was younger. Like my parents were like, we don't like, and obviously I listened to some, but I didn't listen to like an overwhelming amount of hip hop. Like
Yeah, right.
but I would listen to everything.
But
But
like
all
that, that aside, I feel like a concert is not a safe environment for a child anyway. And granted, that's a bit of an older child. That's not a little kid. That's not a fucking like infant or anything. But like, I feel like that's not a safe environment, especially one of those rap concerts. They get so wild. People are insane. People are drinking. There's alcohol. People are probably doing tabs of stuff. Like,
Yeah, people are doing drugs, but that's really any concert that you go to. And I mean, if your child is a big fan of a musician and you're with them supervising them, I mean, I can understand having a kid. Even like I think there was a 14-year-old kid that died. I mean,
really,
you're
damn.
fresh in high school. If you're going with the parent or going with a big group of friends, I don't think any parent would really think twice saying, "Oh yeah, we can go to this concert," or you and all your friends, yeah, you can go to this concert. Like, you know, it's not
Yeah,
it's not asinine to think, you know, oh, but the fact is, it was just handled horribly by the promoters, by the showrunners, and by Travis Scott. You know,
yeah.
so I did hear people saying, "What's a 14-year-old doing at a concert?" Like, what do you mean? That's probably the majority
14.
of his listener
Yeah,
base is from like 14 to what, try like 22, 23. And
yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous at all. And then I heard people bitching saying like security any didn't know CPR, first aid, or any of that. But to be a security guard, you're not required to be a fucking EMT.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's not. I don't think that's part of what they are trained in.
No,
Why?
it's
I mean,
they're
why would they be when you think
they're
about it?
securing the premises. Like, it's
Right.
literally named security. So the fact that there was people saying they didn't know how to even check a pulse. It wasn't in their job description. Obviously,
Exactly. Yeah.
they weren't expecting a situation like that to happen. I mean, that was
Yeah.
it was the most drastic that it could be, and it was the most fucked that it could have. Like, it was pretty much the worst case scenario of
Yeah.
something.
There's no one would have been prepared for that, no matter what. And then Travis Scott himself just made it even worse. And it was already probably pretty bad, if I was to guess.
Yeah, I mean, through everything that he did, he constantly fucked up. He fucked up before, kind of inciting everyone to be fucking rowdy and to try and get more people in.
He's
So
known for that. I don't know if you knew that, but he does
yeah,
that often.
he had 2 arrests prior for similar situations. So to me, I mean, that's not a good look on him. The fact that he served jail time for inciting riots at previous concerts,
Right, yeah.
2 other ones, and then 9 people and counting are dead because he pulled the same shit. I mean,
And he
at
doesn't learn.
at what point do we start saying like it? You know, you fucking reap what you sow. Like, at what point do we
Yeah, right.
up the shit and say, you have a history of this, and there are people that literally lost their lives, and at a certain point, when you don't learn your lesson, I feel like you have to shoulder more of the blame because you know that you know it's fucking not right. Like, you've been arrested for it. So are you too fucking stupid to understand that you're gonna get arrested for it again? And
Yeah.
then it has to be people losing their lives for you to learn
Yeah.
your.
It should have never gone that far. Like,
Yeah, he's a fucking
but
idiot. Like, no,
he's kind of not fit for performances. Like,
yeah,
that's because
I have
that's fuck.
respect for the guy. I mean, it's absolutely fucking disgusting and heinous. I just can't believe that a tragedy like this would happen. And we're just talking about the people that died. I mean, there were countless injured.
Yeah, it was
I'm
like
sure,
300 or something like that. Something crazy.
yeah, I'm sure some of those injuries were probably pretty serious.
Yeah,
And
some of them may have had like permanent damage. Like, I don't know. especially that 9-year-old boy. Like, he's 9. Like,
Yeah, I was reading some of the people that were reported dead. I mean, people traveled from all over to come to this because it was a festival.
it's a huge thing. Yeah.
So, you may have saved up money to do this shit, and then you fucking get seriously, seriously injured. You know what? What if out of the 300, what if even 100 of them lose their job, can't work anymore? You know, did it at a concert, so no one's gonna be, the government's gonna not gonna do anything for them. Just horrible shit, and
Yeah.
then all because they did something that was supposed to be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, something that was supposed to be safe and just to pretty much turn your brain off and enjoy. Like, but no, it had to end like that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking disgusting. And I hear a bunch of people kind of saying, well, he doesn't really deserve that much blame. Honestly, I think here's the thing: in situations, you need a scapegoat. It's kind of been proven. And I don't even think he'd be the scapegoat. I think there's legitimate concern that it was majority his fault.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's like 70% his fault.
Yeah, I'm sure you can make certain arguments that would say, it's not really his fault. I don't think you could make an argument that says, yeah, it's not his. He doesn't have any blame at all.
Yeah,
I,
right.
everyone agrees that he has blame. It's just, um, more or less people trying to say, well, how much blame does he actually have in this situation? And I would say a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, he was getting the crowd rowdy and violent to begin with, like he always does. Like, that's it. That's just what he does, and he was doing it again.
Yeah,
Only of previous times, no one died, so he just kept doing it.
yeah. Honestly, it's kind of weird too. Just thinking like about something like that. Like, to me, that's not even fucking moshing music. Like, it'd be
Yeah,
one.
I agree.
It's like someone like X, where it's like fucking hardcore and it's really heavy shit, and where he's like, you know, it's like fucking ultra violence, like type of music. So I can understand people moshing and
Yeah,
people get wild because it's fucking like, you know, violent music with fucking crazy like with a tempo. But his shit is just like fucking drugged out, sedated, auto
yeah,
tune, auto crooning bullshit. So
yeah. I
like,
don't understand when people getting like over the top hype to music like that. But what do I know? I don't. I don't listen to that kind of music.
yeah, I mean, I do find it kind of stupid as fuck, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hype music. It's
Yeah.
not anymore, or you know any fucking like hardcore shows or some shit where like, or even like any type of metal like grindcore or shit like that where it's fucking heavy and guttural, and yeah, people are gonna fucking like go wild. But also
Yeah.
in shows like that, people look out for each other, and if
Yeah.
someone
Right.
gets hurt, people are gonna stop and make sure that they're all right. Like, and
And
I've seen a lot of videos kind of in the wake of this of people that were hurting crowds and people situations that like were uncomfortable, and artists pretty much in all of these different situations stopping and saying like, yo, stop, stop, like, check on them.
yeah, other
you know
artists should really look down on him after this.
yeah, so he's pretty much, I'm sure there's concerts where people are getting hurt and the artist doesn't see, but he was in the middle stage overseeing everything, so there's no way that he did not see.
That he
And
didn't
like,
notice.
literally the video, and I'm citing it this many times because I've never fucking seen anything like it, where somebody is literally just doing some low effort moaning fucking singing over someone's lifeless body being carried out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
to me, it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
that's wild.
he performed for 30 minutes after that fucking happened.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me. I can't imagine him not stopping, let alone finishing the entire thing. That's insane. That's insanity to me.
Yeah, I mean, who fucking knows? That guy has no integrity. He's an
Yeah,
absolute piece of shit.
they actually, I don't know. Did you know how he's in Fortnite? He has a skin and an emote. Well,
Yeah, I've heard.
yeah. So they didn't take out his skin, or maybe he doesn't have a skin. Maybe it's just an emote. But they took out the emote, uh, because this happened. So I think that was kind of the right move.
Yeah,
Honestly, they just don't want
hon-
to be
I hope
with him.
they pull all of. I hope all of his sponsors pull.
I feel like they will. I feel
I
like they totally will.
I hope all of his sponsors pull, and because of that, I hope his record label says, well, it's kind of fucked that all your sponsors pulled. So, now, and we have all this negative backlash coming at us. So it's not really good. Honestly, I think something like this should ruin your career. I
Yeah,
mean,
I was about to say that.
dead. 9 people are dead. That's fucking serious. Because
Yeah,
there's no reason that any of them that people should even be getting hurt at concerts, let alone fucking.
exactly. Yeah,
Like, they went out of their way to pay so you could fucking stand there and moan on stage doing bullshit fucking music.
yeah, right.
Like, how fucking luxurious can it get, and how fucking privileged can it get that you're getting paid to fucking just make stupid fucking ad libs on the stage and getting paid probably millions of dollars for it,
Yeah,
if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for that shit. It's
I don't know if it will ruin his career. I feel like
I,
it won't, but like I kind of wish it would.
I don't think it will, because
Yeah, I
it
don't
goes
think so.
to show a lot of his, like, a large portion of his listener base are similar to him in
Yeah,
attitude and ethics. So why would you expect fans that didn't give a fuck that people were dying around them? Why would you expect them to stop listening to someone that didn't give a fuck that his own fans were dying?
yeah, right. And people, I feel like his name is tainted now. Everyone's gonna remember this. Maybe not his super super hardcore fans. Maybe they won't care, but like everyone's gonna remember that this happened. And when they hear Travis Scott, the first thing that comes into their mind will probably be this tragedy.
Yeah, well, I think the way that he handled it was really disgraceful too. Like, if you look at other situations like this, like something similar happened at the Who concert in Cincinnati, I think in the 70s, where I think 12 people were trampled trying to get into the stadium, or the venue. I believe it's that Riverfront Stadium. But I think 12 people were trampled. I'm not sure if the Who played that show, and I don't think they ever came back to Cincinnati after that. And I'm pretty sure that they took it pretty hard.
Jeez.
That they were, and they didn't incite it. They didn't tell people, "Oh, come here, run over each other." It was just like
It
a
just happened.
a tragedy idea just happened. Like, it was just is what it is, and kind of just something that was really sad that happened. Whereas this motherfucker,
It could have been
yeah,
avoided. Maybe not
called for
entirely,
it.
but
He fucking called for it. Like,
yeah.
he pushed it to happen. There's a very big difference between, unfortunate things are bound to happen. It's just kind of how how the world is, but he went out of his way to try and make this shit happen.
And you know how people are, like, fans are crazy. Like, they'll do anything if the person tells them to do it.
Yeah. I saw an example of allegedly someone at a concert, and the artist was like, "Go ahead and jump, they'll catch you. Jump, they'll catch you." And he jumped, and he's paralyzed now. And I think,
Wow.
dude, but if you look at it like this, you're at a concert, and you're having thousands of people potentially looking at you, and the fucking artist that you probably look up to, or even if you don't look up to them, you know you feel a connection to them, or you want to be listening to their music and go to the show. Like, there's a reason that it's one thing to listen to someone's music, but to go and spend your money on going to a show to watch them perform, there has to be like some level of a connection there.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so you're basically getting peer pressured by a whole crowd, and you don't want to disappoint the guy that you're fucking paying money to see,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
you end up jumping off something and fucking end up paralyzed. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
think that's
wild.
a different case, but it just goes to show you these artists don't give a fuck about their fans. And all the artists that sit there and say, I care about my fans, this, that, they care about what the fans allow them to do, which is make money,
Yeah.
live how they want,
Exactly.
have fucking luxuries that no one else does. So they love their fans, but they don't love their fans like, oh, I would do anything for you guys. Thank you. They love their fans because their fans are the reason that they get paid.
Yeah. Exactly. Their fans are the reason they don't have to work a 9 to 5 job. And that's kind of where it ends. Well, guys, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.